Hello guys, good to be here again. Thank you so much for tuning in and I really appreciate it. Thank you for your love and your support. So far you guys have been awesome. And of course, you know that it seems that the EDO election is about to go bloody because some of the things that are not expected of some of the candidates is what is going on, because now they've requested for the arrest of Pastor Sage IYAMU over threats of violence. And if you can remember yesterday, there was a lot of violence at the grand opening and the flag of Governor Obaseki of the People's Democratic Party, and it was not a good sight because motorists were attacked and cars and vehicles were all destroyed. Most of the vehicles that were destroyed for reasons being that it is about politics, which is really bad. But anyway, the details of today is saying that police and DSS has been asked to arrest IYAMU over threats of violence. Okay, guys, before we get into the more details of this, if you haven't subscribed, please do, and ensure that you give this video a thumbs up. Okay, and don't forget to share with your friends and your families. Okay, said in a viral video, IYAMU is a governorship candidate of the All Progressive Congress (APC) and was seen meeting with some boys described as lions. And Mr. Kabaka is the leader, the founding director general of the People's Democratic Party Governors Forum. L. Osaro Onaiwu has called for the immediate arrest of Pastor Osage IYAMU and Mr. Tony Kabaka. Onaiwu urged the security agencies to move swiftly to save Edo people from the impending bloodshed being planned by Mr. IYAMU and his legion of political thugs. In a viral video, IYAMU, who is governorship candidate of the All Progressive Congress (APC), was seen meeting with some boys described as lions by Mr. Kabaka, who is apparently the leader of the boys. Mr. Onaiwu said a plan by the APC governorship candidate to wreak violence across the state in the September 19, 2020 election has been exposed. He further stressed that the instruction of IYAMU to the boys, urging them to move from one polling unit to the other during election, is a clear contravention of the Electoral Act. He said such plot was a move to disrupt a peaceful voting experience and capable of causing anarchy in Edo State. So, guys, that was it from Mr. L. Osaro Onaiwu, and has called on police and the DSS to arrest Pastor Osage IYAMU for, having plans to disrupt the coming election. I think really, like I would always say, that election is not war and should not result to violence. And yes, the state government also condemned the attack on the guests that came to the Oba's palace yesterday, that it was not good. And, the Edo state government condemned the attack on its guests, notably governors and other very important persons, on Saturday at the Oba's palace in Benin City. And, the prequel to the flag-off of Governor Godwin Obaseki campaign for re-election. And in a statement by special advisor to the governor on media and communication strategy, Mr. Cruzo Osage, said the thugs were sponsored by the All Progressive Congress (APC) and its candidate Osage IYAMU, and the sacked national chairman of the APC, Comrade Adams OSHIOMHOLE, who he said had in the past few days engaged talks to cause mayhem in the state. According to him, we are appalled by the deployment of thugs to the sacred grounds of the Oba Palace by the APC, IYAMU and OSHIOMHOLE, to harass guests who are in the state for the flag of Governor Obaseki's campaign, and had visited the palace to pay obeisance to His Royal Majesty Omoba Udoku Apolopolo Oba Ewuare II, the Oba of Benin. While we respect the boundaries of politics as it relates to the palace, it is reprehensible that the APC, its candidates and their enablers would sponsor thugs to desecrate the palace, which is a clear case of desperation to score cheap points. This conduct is not a trait of Edo people and is condemned in the strongest possible terms. As we are cautious and welcoming to guests, it is obvious that these persons were mobilized for this task by those who have no regard for the palace, nor what the progress and development of the state. It is shameful that at this point, Nigerians and even politicians will still go to the extreme, just to win elections. What is in a flag of that you have to disrupt? Really, let's think about it. What is in a flag of? A flag of is just to show off, to tell the people that you are coming out as a governor of the state officially. So I don't see any reasons why people would have to, sponsor thugs to go and cause violence or to cause destructions in such a place. And remember yesterday, the video I showed you showed that anyone that was seen wearing a PDP cloth or wearing any hat or wearing any color that is related to the People's Democratic Party, their cars were being chartered, and it is so unfair. How can you, because of politics, destroy properties? And luckily, because of course there were gunshots in the air and some people sustained injury, I wonder why people would have to go to all these extents just because of politics. At the end of the day, one person will win, whether by hook or by crook. Definitely, it's just going to be one person. It is one position, and they shouldn't forget that it is just one person that would occupy that position. So, if everyone is contesting, contest in your own level. If you are bound to win that election, definitely you will win the election. Or going to the extreme to win an election does not prove any point that you are trying to make the other person look like they are more violent. Rather, you are spoiling your reputation and spoiling your name in the name of running an election. Now the DSS have, some people are calling out that DSS should go and arrest IYAMU and the former national leader of the All Progressive Congress, OSHIOMHOLE, which it shouldn't call for all of this, because of course, since the entrance of OSHIOMHOLE into Edo State, there has been so many issues. Before now, we could only hear propagandas and talks and all of that, but now it has resulted into violence. We shouldn't be. It shouldn't have to be a case of violence. Like I would say, violence is not a solution to anything. Do your work separately. Do more work. Go into your wards. Go into the nooks and crannies of the state. Let the people know your agenda. Let them know what you have in your blueprints, and let them understand that this is what you are going to do for them. It does not, if violence gets involved, people become more scared of election and do not want to get involved. So at the end of the day, and I'm very sure that at the end of this election, you hear that people were carrying ballot boxes, they were running away with ballot boxes and the likes. And at this point, in fact, I even expect that at this point, Nigeria is supposed to be voting online. We have seen online voting work. It can also work in Nigeria, though we cannot trust and believe 100% on INEC. But of course, we'll have other people that would also, investigate and also be around the process. So it shouldn't be just them. And it will be difficult to, just maneuver things and say this particular person has won when the person has not won. Sure. But, instead of going through the process of everybody, going through the same process, violence and all of that, when the Nigerian government understand that election most times is full of violence, so the end result should be that electronic voting should be introduced and should be done. And it is doable and it is workable. And I believe it can work in Nigeria. And now that Tony Kabaka's name is even involved, most people know him as a thug on his own level. He likes violent things. Anything he's doing, he likes it to be violence because he has one or two things that he runs in the state. And he has done so many things in the past, and he has people that are working for him, and now he's been involved. Now they are calling that he is the leader of the group that has been causing problem in Edo State. It shouldn't be like this. At least we should understand that politics this time around should be clean, should be peaceful, should be, there's nothing that is impossible. A peaceful election is possible, even in Edo State and every other state. So, guys, that is it. If there's any comment, there's anything you have to say about this, please drop it in the comment section. We're waiting to hear from you. Do have a pleasant time. Bye for now.